Hello, everybody, and welcome to whatever the fuck this is. I don't know. We're just freestyling it tonight because Cody had a bad day and he hasn't been able to watch the thing for this week's Analytical Fanboys yet. Sir, why don't you? Why are there two of them? What?
Now recording.
Oh my god! What? What the fuck?
Huh.
There's
The shit
two.
show podcast is already starting at a shit show.
I have messages from both of them that says they're recording. I don't know who to turn off.
You should turn off Craig so we could have the chaos in the recording.
Okay. Yeah, we have two recording softwares. One of them just wasn't working and just now decided to join because and he's gone again. What the
Now
fuck?
recording.
What is going on?
Boy.
Oh god.
All right, you know what, Craig? You can get I'm fucking kicking him again. He's done. Bad bear. That's what I'm saying in my band message. And he's like, I've been unexpectedly disconnected. You're a fucking bitch. God
Dear
damn it, where
God.
was I?
We're already at a 10. 10 out of 10 best podcast.
Fuck you. Hi everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator, that's Boingo Rider. Snowcone83 is here. He had a bad day. Talk about it.
All right. Well,
Just
so
put him on the spot.
Yes!
it's a lot. I could only pray that my district manager never watches. I know it'll never happen. But we do post it on Facebook, so I don't know if I should.
I mean, aren't you moving and planning to find a new job in a couple months?
Yeah, but I don't want to be abruptly like. I don't know. I could just. One of the things is that if I say it, I could probably get fired. So fuck it.
I mean, you just don't share it on Facebook.
So it's been. I'm sure you guys and listeners and whatever have been like picking up on like the fact that like it's really weird at work because like over the last couple of months. Starting all the way back probably like 4 or 5 months ago, wherever like
What
I
is
was
that?
working at the other store. Do what?
Oh, sorry. I forgot I had something open in another tab and it started playing. I thought I was hearing an echo. Continue.
But so essentially our district manager wasn't doing his job in hiring people at the store. He was just letting us work extra hours and cover both stores. Then finally they hired one person, then they hired another person, then that person quit, so we went back over there. Then they hired a manager. And by the way, this was over the span of like several months, so it didn't just happen in a week, unfortunately. Well, some of it did, some of it did. But so what happened is essentially like we get this new person maybe less than a month ago, because Kim, my manager, had just come back, and I had been like taking over most of her duties at the store. So she had just come back. We did Black Friday, and then she gets back, and then like all of a sudden, randomly, she's back over at the store, and she's like, "Hey, you have to cover blah blah blah," and like that was like maybe last week or the week before. So what happened is they put the new manager on what do you call it? Like suspension or something, some shit like that.
I didn't even know
because
that was a thing.
yeah, like you could be suspended like without pay or whatever. And essentially it was because like they HR noticed a very uncomfortable pattern with this person, where she would be pretty down or whatever, then disappear into the bathroom for about 5-10 minutes at the beginning of the day. You'd hear a bunch of snorting noises, and then she'd be super upbeat and whatever when she came back out.
Oh, wow.
Hey, maybe sometimes people just really need to blow their nose and they perk right up when they do it.
And there's other issues with this person where like she got trained by the assistant manager and my manager, who are both very good at their job, and she just kept saying that like they were very bad at their job. So the HR didn't like that shit about them either. Anything that they got taught, she just unlearned it as soon as like that person was. And like our district manager just like made the joke to people where he's like, haha, sorry, I guess that was a bad hire on my part, guys. And he said that to like Kim, and they're just like, what? How the fuck are you just gonna act like in that, like in this respect? Because like for the longest time he wasn't hiring anybody, and then he just like hires like the first person. So essentially they like she got what did I say it was? Fucking like suspended or whatever. Then she gets unsuspended, goes back to work. Everything went back to normal for about a week or so, and then all of a sudden it went back to shit. They actually fired her this time, and now the schedules are all fucking weird and shit. And essentially what caused today is the same thing that caused the issue yesterday, where like, so today is Sunday for the don't know about record, and we usually do these on Saturdays. And I was gonna do it yesterday, and I asked if I could do it Sunday because one, I had Sunday off, but two, I got asked to a Christmas party yesterday, and I was supposed to get off at 2 yesterday. But I worked a full day, and as I near the end of yesterday's full day, we all get reminded by our district manager at like 6:50. Hey, by the way, we're not closing at 7 today. We're closing at 8. Don't forget. So we're just like, oh. And like it wasn't an email, but you could tell that no one fucking knew it. And that screenshot I posted in the chat just like shows you like that's how they told us. They didn't like there was no voice call or anything like that. Like he just posted that in the chat and was like, this is like our hours. Like how do you make that? How does like a human being make that list without like it's
Well, I mean, you go on Google spreadsheets and you start typing.
What is even the order?
Yeah, that's the thing though. You
Because
can't
like December 4th, 6th, 7th, 17th, 28th, 14th.
Yeah, like it starts out with November, like it doesn't fucking make any sense. So like no one really even understood what fucking days we were supposed to have off or beyond. Like it, and that's like the kind of shit that usually goes down. It's just been like amplified recently. Usually the stores are ran, yeah, but usually the stores are ran by 5 and we're 4. So that's one. But it's not hard to do it. Because like another like bullshit thing. You know, every single store out there, even Walmart and shit like that, is doing special shit to make sure no one's like violating COVID regulations for Black Friday.
Yeah, like most people are having their Black Fridays all week long.
Yeah, or even longer than that. However, we, of course, aren't going to follow any. We had Black Friday no matter what.
Nice.
And they just act the same. Where it's like super slow. We were slow all day. We opened 2 hours earlier than we normally do, and had all 4 employees instead of just 2 to 3. Which you know that's regular protocol, but like it was the slowest shit day. So like that was shitty too on that day. We they were like, well, try to, you know, like whoever sells more phones, whoever like the term is like month over month or year over year, whoever beats year over year for their store, you know, like everyone gets lunch, which is something that he promises constantly, almost never do. But you know, like they're trying to get us to beat records with COVID. And like I said that in the fucking manager chat too. I was like, do you guys think that because all these other stores are doing these things, because like there's now this pretense of, you know, like most of these places not celebrating Black Friday normally, so people don't expect it to be normal. Do you think that that's going to affect how people come in to us? And they're like, nope, shouldn't affect it at all. But see, here's the other thing. Here's the other crazy cool caveat. They usually advertise Black Friday, like Cricket does. They send it to people's phones. There's a button you can press to people's phones, all this other shit. They did none of that and then still put the blame on us for like not having people come in.
I mean, capitalism is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like it's extra shitty because it's such a small, like, that's one of the reasons why it's so like lame, is because of how small of the scale it's on. It's not like a mega corporation. Like the owner is within reach, you know, like he owns a bunch of stores, but like still
He's like a franchisee kind of dude.
yeah. So
a real dick ball.
Yeah, and like that's one of the reasons why like DM has had a threat of losing his job. Every time someone quits, they write a horrible letter and they send it to the owner of the company, and our DM is the one who oversees the email. This is something he said to me. He's like, yeah, he wrote something crazy and sent it. He's like, the owner gives me responsibility of that shit came. Like essentially saying
someone needs to figure out his actual address and write him a handwritten letter.
I don't know if it would matter. I don't know if he cares. That's the other thing.
Yeah, but still, at least get the word out in that way, because dude couldn't check the mail because it's not addressed to him. That's like a felony.
Now our district manager has been written up and stuff, because this year for Easter, all stores in the district that he oversees opened, and then he calls us later and is like, "Why are you opening?" we don't open to. But he called us at like the day. He called us after he got in trouble and realized that we weren't supposed to. Like that's the kind of shit we deal with. But no, like and like today, like it's not his fault that I got called in today or that. That's whatever. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna be because if she says she needs more to her, that's whatever. But it was wild that I think we sold maybe 18 phones in a 14-hour day on Black Friday, a day that even still we would still be expected to sell a lot. Yet today, on what would have normally been a shorter day, we sold like a fucking nightmare. That's like no breaks, constant. Like I mean, like it's a lot of like multi stuff, but it's what the fucking details.
That's like 2 phones an hour, isn't it?
Something like I don't know. I didn't like lose sleep, thankfully. I did get woken up early because Kim thought she left like fucking. So it's whatever. That's some shit. No, how long? I don't know. Because I did also maybe about a week or so ago start mentioning to my boss, which of course he got greasy about it. I was like, I'm thinking about, or I am moving, so I'm thinking about. He's like, well, if you transfer somewhere else, they're not gonna pay you. It's like if you go to and like,
well, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, and she's like, we don't have like the company that oversees us doesn't have any stores in Gainesville. I was like, that's crazy. I was talking to the 2 ISCs that were here, and I was asking them if our company did have any. Yeah, and he's like, nope, they don't. Like, and like I asked him that, like, or I asked our ISCs that, like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. That's just the kind of shit, man. It's literally just him. I think that makes the job like, because it's a super easy job sometimes, even on the days where it's like you doing a lot of shit, just busy. It's just retail, you're just busy. But like when it gets to be a shit show, like, quite a big shit show, his fault. I think the most frustrating part is just like if it's something that is his fault, it's our fault, and that's just how it goes. Like every time, like we're treated like all the stores are treated like we're solely responsible. Like I'm not even lying. They're like, what are you guys doing wrong that we're not having people come in the store more? We're like, I don't know.
Sir?
I don't know. Have you looked outside?
Have you read the news lately? Shit's kind of fucked.
And then also we got this. We got it was like, we have record low numbers and we have no idea why. They're like, they literally said, we don't know what's different from last year to this year and why we're having record low numbers. And like you could just feel all the employees like eye roll, like, whoa, I wonder what could happen. What's going on?
I mean, sir, are you of the mentally challenged persuasion?
No. They just watch a certain mammalian channel where they're being told it's not real. It's not that big. It's just like the flu.
I think it like toes the line of like maybe they don't want to give us excuses or something like that, like because like that could be bad. Like whenever it's a hurricane, we're like, oh, it's a hurricane, and like some of the employees will slack off, but I'm like, you're talking to the managers and the assistant managers. Like we're not regular employees. We understand this shit and we know how it's been on us anyways to dictate how it's gonna fucking affect the store and shit. And it like literally all COVID precautions were put in place probably like 2 or 3 months after they were supposed to be, but we were following them by our will alone. We were cleaning the store at first by our choice, like getting our own cleaning supplies, and which, by the way, they still require us to clean, but don't bring us resupply cleaning supplies.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone at my place of work right now is kind of low efforting it very much, but we still have tons of supplies and we still have the shit if we need to like suddenly tighten our buttholes. And I'm walking around with a mask 24/7 and fucking using hand sanitizer a bunch of times a day.
Yeah. Like, oh, and here's the other thing, because like my phone bill's due in 2 days. Like, my phone bill's supposed to be $30 because they never gave us an explanation, but every single person who was on the CEP discount, our accounts got deleted and reset.
Excuse me?
Yeah. So we all like I remember it was like maybe 2 weeks ago. I came to work and asked my DM. I like texted him because I came in, tried to log in, couldn't log in. And it said like your account's been locked. And then as soon as I had tried to log in, my phone buzzed and it says CEP discount removed. And I texted Tim and I'm like, bro, am I fired? Like that's exactly how I said it. I was like, bro, did I get fired? Like,
wow.
And like he starts freaking out. He's like, no, please don't think you're fired. Like blah blah blah. because like
We need you. We fucking abuse you, but we need you.
yeah, because like I'm like literally standing
We
there with Josue.
extract surplus value from you.
I'm like, because I'm like, bro, if I'm fired,
If
if
I'm
this is
fired,
how
I'm just
they
going back
did
home and
me,
watching robots, man.
I'm like, I will lock that door and leave my key on it. Like, fuck this place. Like, oh, I was so ready to hit the gas that day. I was like, But they keep telling us bullshit. They're like, oh, we're working on it. We're trying to get it fixed. And then every time they keep telling us, like, God, to reset the password. I knew exactly how to reset my password, and I tried to do it several times. And they're like, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Like, I'm not. And it later turned out that there was an issue with the way I was supposed to do it. With the way you're supposed to do it, it wasn't working properly. There was no other way to do it. I was then instructed by somebody from a different district who just happened to be passing by. And he's like, oh, what you have to do is you have to email this specific thing. You have to go to this specific person and send him an email. And this is the person who could just like overwrite all of this shit, reset it for you, and then you can go in and look. And it's like some crazy shit that has nothing to do with it. It's literally like a guy's email. And
It's Greg from IT.
yeah, like almost literally. And so I do that, I get it reset, and like I remember like Tim yelling at me and telling me, he's like, well, what you have to actually do is go through this program and this program. And I remember like telling Kim, I was like, none of those are options going through those programs. I'm like, those buttons aren't even there. I don't know what he's fucking talking about. And that's just like the shit we deal with. Like most of the time it's fine, and like the reason why most of the time it's fine is because most of the time it's like our responsibility to run the store. So the store is going to be ran however you run it. We're not idiots. But you can't speak for the people who oversee you as.
So you're saying that the people who have power and control over this small business that does no direct work in the creation of any value doesn't understand the necessary things that needs to be done to create said value, and thus completely blind to everything that needs to be done?
Yes, I think so.
Wow. I wonder if there's a business model where that doesn't happen.
If there is, I've never.
So, Chris, when are you getting a job?
Motherfucker.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
If you want to be technical, on a pure functional stance, I do work. Not like...
But do you make money?
No. I make podcasts and video games.
You could at least... Did you... I mean, I don't know if you want me to bring this up. The thing I tagged you on, did anything come of that, or...
We talked for a bit, and I was like, okay, what exactly do you want? And she was like, 5 to 10 minute video edited. And I was like, all right, cool. How much are you willing to pay? And she was like, I don't know what the usual going rate is. So I looked it up online, and I was like, okay, usually going rate for a professional video editor is about $20 an hour of work, And I was like, okay,
yeah,
$20.
Did she say no to that? Because I could expect that.
No. Here's the thing. So I was like, okay, so if it's about a 10-minute video, 1 minute per final video is about an hour of work. So that's about 10 hours of work. That'd been about $200. I was like, I don't feel comfortable charging that because A, I know her. B,
yeah,
it's not. So I was like, you know what?
Yes.
Flat 100. No matter how long or short, no matter how long it gets, if it's like turns out 15 minutes, flat $100. She never responded.
Yeah, most
She's
people aren't prepared for how much video work actually costs.
Yeah, like she's not like pro level yet, but she does have a lot of like, I don't know how to Twitch. It's definitely that's not a word.
So followers just means you follow the channel and you don't give any money. Subscribers means you pay $5.
I know how a lot of that works. I just don't like.
You don't know payouts.
Yeah, and like I know she still works a retail job.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's also why I didn't want to go like, do $200, pay me those $200.
I just figured it might have been something.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when was the last time you streamed?
It's been a while, but it's also been like we've been doing Modular Media Wrestling podcast on Thursday, so it's like I want to figure out a good time frame to do that, and also just haven't been into it, and also the times I would stream is the largest block of really good free time where I can work on Dream Johnny. So I'm trying to get that done.
Yeah, where are we on that? Fuck it. Let's just go full insider on this bitch.
Okay, right now every major chapter is done except the ending bits, and I'm working through that because I don't know if I explained how the logic. Basically, the logic of the multiple endings is working out like a flowchart. So you have one thing, and if one option is true or false, you go down the chart in one direction. Like I literally had to do it on paper to make sure I was getting it all right. So in each of those, I'm also like having to write dialogue of going like, yeah, no, you actually remembered my favorite restaurant, and you encouraged me to confront my fears and all that kind of stuff. To basically go like, these are the things that you directly affected, and then I'm going to have to write the ending wrap up bits to it. So if like you failed all the choices, I got to write up the ending wrap up bit, which I think I'm going to use mostly the stuff you wrote for that. Okay. But the others I want to expand a little bit to make them feel a little bit more substantial. It's like, no, you got some things right. You get a little bit more meat. And then I got to apply visuals to all that and music on top of all that. So, and then make the opening video, which I'm going to try and make it also a reveal trailer. So there's that.
What do you have any idea for like the?
Oh no, this is pure shit post. So we're just pulling from existing media.
Okay.
Like there's one section of the game where you encourage John Silver to confront his boss, cult leader, father figure character. So I chose the Guts theme from Berserk. Hold on,
is that that's the really nice one?
It's the one that sounds like a nice angelic choir. It's also been part of the meme of Silence Winch. I don't want to be horny. I just want to be happy.
It's also the song that I put an hour loop of on every night when I go to sleep.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. And I've been doing that for years, by the way.
I need to watch the old school Berserk anime, but that's the theme just because I thought, oh, it's subtle, but it's also kind of comforting, and it's confronting something. It feels like that.
Me, Zach, and Cole all watched the movies that they did not too long ago that are pretty good. And yeah, we did. I didn't know some things. Like I knew Berserk was brutal, but I didn't know about certain scenes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That. And we're just like watching that together, and we're like all uncomfortable, all uncomfortable. We're just like, and then somebody made a joke, and we're just like, oh no, not right now. No, that's okay.
Vac, do you know anything of the story of Berserk?
I know certain details, and I'm pretty sure he's talking about the rape of Casca.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Because I remember like saying at one point, I was like, this isn't.
You know what's even better? They made that an eye catch in the new show that everyone hated.
Oh,
yeah.
The 3D animated one where they just took the 3D model and bounced it. For walking. Before we get too far into this, though, I need to go help family with something real quick. So talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Whoa.
Well, Zach, how about you? You got anything to speak word?
Well, I mean, I can't say my job is like horribly shit right now. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I just wish that like every fucking pre-order in the world wouldn't have hit me in the same day. So I have literally no money 2 days after I finally got paid again.
Yeah,
that was a thing.
That just reminded me of fucking Big Bad Toaster.
Mm.
None of these things that I have pre-ordered will tell me. GameStop is the only place that I have that just I know when it's going to happen. I just know. Either I pay it all off at the beginning through a company and it just sends it when it sends it. But if I do it the other way, like the War Machine, for example, I had that on Hasbro Pulse, and I made sure to keep $30 in there for the entire month it said it was. And I remember for a long time it was saying it was like pending and shit, so I just kept $30. Or I kept like the exact amount that it was supposed to have come through. And it never took it. And then it just randomly canceled, and it didn't even tell me why. I didn't even get a cancel notification. It just like one day I checked it and it had switched to cancel.
That's fucking bullshit. I mean, most websites, like, they'll give you a general month and you can pretty honestly keep track of that. I don't know. I've heard weird problems with Pulse. Like, apparently, the most recent wave, or maybe the wave before it, of Lightning Collection didn't ship for like months from Pulse after it had already hit stores. And people were like, yeah, I've seen this shit on the pegs 5 times already, but I've already got a pre order in on Pulse, so I can't have it yet. I don't know if that ever even got resolved.
I don't know. Honestly, I've just been using GameStop more and more.
Mhm.
Especially for Transformers, dude. Because I would make the joke to them. I was like, man, if you guys ever start doing Transformers, and then they did. And so like
Ooh.
They sell like Black Series figures for $22. Which I've noticed is like a flat price of what they're doing. They're doing them for $22. Sometimes they do them for 23 or 24. I've seen them sell them for 25 in the past, but I think they've like retroactively fixed that and made it 22, so they sell it at the target price, which I'm fine with. I like knee jerk to the 25 usually because it's like I'm paying $5 more now. That's enough. But like I'm pre-ordering it too, so like it's whatever. I don't know. But you know, it adds up. Like if you buy a fucking wave and you do $5 per, even if you're paying it off like the time of 3 months just randomly throwing money at it.
like to think about it monetarily, it's still like in your pocket. It's not like
You don't feel the difference, so like mind it less.
but they sell Transformers at the exact price. Not to say it's not unperfect, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like they could. I remember how I said I got the Sandstorm? Did I tell you that it was opened?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the worker who was there, he's like, I don't know. It probably would have been one of us that opened it. We're probably just like, and like the way he said it, bro. Like if I was 5% more of a
Like
dick,
it was that guy, obviously.
not like that, but I'm saying like
He's like, oh, we probably just wanted to see what it was, because we know you, so we probably just wanted to check it out.
and like that like made it worse for me, but I just like ignored him saying that. I was just like, let me just not,
Because like I checked it and everything's fine. There's no scratches or nothing like that. No nothing. I'm like, I don't care. I was gonna open it anyways.
But don't
and I
fucking touch
just
my shit.
yeah, but I'm like, I tried to bring it up to the manager or the assistant manager, the guy who I thought it was, and he's like, oh yeah, yeah. He like interrupted me. He's like, it was like that when we got it. And I'm like, oh, crazy. I'm like, that's probably a lot because like they know how much shit I buy there. But I don't know. Like they also like just threw a bunch of free shit at me too after I brought that up. So like it really I'm like soothe me.
Mhm.
But I got Mac tonight and Huffer pre.
That's nice.
So-
I got Huffer, Inferno, and Earth Mode Magnus pre-ordered as soon as they went up on Entertainment Earth.
I still don't know if I'm gonna.
I have because my Siege Magnus one of his fucking ears is broken, and I bought him that way because I was like, that's a decent bit of battle damage. I can live with that, and it meant that I got him for $25. But also, I just like I love the cleaner look of the Earth mode. So
My
I'm like,
Ollie's currently has the Netflix Magnuses in like droves
those
for
things are
$25.
disgusting.
Yeah, but you the fucking
Yeah, but like most of the Netflix guys, it's just way too much battle damage unless it's a character that wasn't already in the line. Like that new Bumblebee and Soundwave look fucking choice.
yeah, I need those. Unfortunately, those.
Yeah, and I haven't been able to get to a Walmart and have money to spend on toys at the same time since before I got fucking locked down.
Yeah, I've been having some.
I was planning to go to a Walmart like sometime this week if I hadn't got hit with all those pre-orders, but ifs and buts.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I don't know, I'm also moved. It's Christmas. A bunch of weird shit's gonna start.
Yeah.
I got.
I'm just glad that my entire family kind of like agreed. Yeah, Christmas isn't fucking happening this year. Like nobody's got any money. We're all fucking tired and sad. Just forget it.
I'm making a thing with a thing. Me and my dad are working together to make a thing, but like we haven't actually got together. I'm hoping that I get time to do. My birthday's on Saturday or Tuesday too, so like that'll maybe
This
make it-
fucking
I don't know.
Tuesday?
Yeah, this.
Shit.
Yeah, I got that day off, and I know that. I hope that today won't happen. There's no way.
Well,
it
let
could,
me just
because
fucking
I-
ask you this now. Because I had this happen with a couple things, and this is part of why I'm so broke. Entertainment Earth accidentally put me down for 2 gung hos. Do you still need one?
No, I have one.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I got to walk in and find one. So
Well,
was
that's
dope.
better.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just like
No.
a handful of Black Series and that, and I'm like, okay, those are fucking dupes. I'll take up to the local toy store and resell because they'll give me a good bit of change for brand new toys still in the package.
Yeah. I have to cancel my pre-order for Gree because I pre-ordered my GameStop.
Ooh.
And for one, it's cheaper to do it that way. And
Hmm.
two, I know GameStop's going to get it and charge me.
That's fair. I'm
But-
one of those people who doesn't like dealing with a store, and I don't want to have to make a stop on the way home. I just like fucking just have it be on my porch when I get there, or because I live with people who know about my shit, they'll just fucking take it and put it on my bed.
Yeah, like, I don't know. While I'm locally in town, like, it's fine. I'm also mainly doing it just because, like, it's the only format where it's pretty much like putting it on layaway.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, I put a very small amount down. Just like they call me, I go pick up an action figure. If I got extra money, I throw it at this or that or this. The only thing that sucks about it is that it's like an estimation as to when it's gonna get there. The past couple times, I remember they told me they're like, "Oh yeah, it's supposed to here.
There's gonna be one thing showing up this date."
And I'm like, all right, cool. And then like most of the shit that I had showed up that date, and some of it was stuff that I hadn't paid off yet. And I was like, well, fuck.
But it's here, so
That's the thing. Like they'll like hold it for me indefinitely. They said, and they're not supposed to. They said they will. Doesn't matter. And the other thing, which like I think they've gotten better about it because I've been kind of dickish about it. If they sometimes if it's not the manager, they get a box of stuff and they put it out. And they told me they're like, oh yeah, well if we put it on the thing
shelf and then somebody tries to buy it, I won't let it because it's pre-ordered to your name.
I
Why
just
the
like
fuck would you
nodded
put it
and
on the
agreed.
shelf though?
Well, because you're supposed to like you receive the box, you're supposed to check.
And see who has it. But see, here's the thing: it's actually not tied to people's names.
It's it's just a thing, so that's why you have to like, all right, here's all the figures we have. Does anybody have these pre-ordered? So you type it into the computer, it's supposed to pop up. It does not mean you can't sell it to somebody else. You definitely can, and they have done that by accident to other people before. Not like the managers, but like the workers. And it was one of the workers. Because I remember I walked in, I'm like, hey, might not know how to do that yet. Because it was a guy I started seeing pop up. Strangely enough, though, I have been thinking about GameStop. I don't know if it's monetarily worth that, but like because I've been an assistant for as long as I have, I could probably do a manager at a GameStop just for knowing about the shit that I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to.
From what I hear, it's an incredibly restrictive and stressful job. Like
Yeah.
I know a guy who I don't know if he was a manager, but he worked at a GameStop for like 2 or 3 years and he hated it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. That's why I'm like, but it just seemed like mainly the
That's fair.
thing that like has me thinking about it is like I know they
Mhm.
not act like that's not a super important. Get everything in stock that I would buy.
And you can't
Yeah.
pre-order stuff, so like
And I mean, you could fucking be the guardian of other people's pre-orders.
Yeah,
Make
like
sure
I'd be
their
able to
shit
do
doesn't
that.
get fucked up.
which would be cool, I guess.
Toy Hero.
That's a new show on TLC next year.
Cody Burke's Toy Hero.
Uh,
But I don't know. Like Gainesville's such a big. There's like so much the cricket wire. I'm definitely not gonna like work at like a car dealership, AAA cell phone company. Even though that's what everyone's told me to do. So I'm like, yeah, you don't know what those places have to do. I'm like, I'm a lying to old because that's not even a joke. That's how you make your like the most of your money. If an old person walks into one of those stores, they see them as a target. Like
Every single one of those stores, like
every single AAA phone company and every single car dealership has they got like the official whatever training session, they're like, oh, here's what to do and what not to do. Have fun. And then there's the all right, here's how we actually operate. And I've had people who work at store have quitted recently tell me like, all right, yeah, you see this like chick who doesn't know much about cars, like you're gonna try to sell her the most expensive stuff, and like that's the kind of shit. Like because like there's I don't consider that a salesperson, honestly. Like a salesperson is supposed to like advertise the product, but like that's like a cheapskate. That's like somebody legitimate. I'll also try to like pursue the
store thing because there's a lot of religions there.
yeah.
And it might, I don't know if it's going to pay as well. Like, I mean, I make a pretty good amount of money, but like, I mean, if I'd manage the fuck out of it, if they were like, hey, do you like, because like that's the difference. Like, I would not be to be a manager at a Cricket Wireless, even though it would be worth it. You have to like care about the job, and I know that I can't because I don't give a fuck. Because like I'm caring about like they want me to care because like they want me to make somebody else a shit ton of money. I could just see it on the paper, kind of dumbass. So I see like the shit they're taking from me directly. I see like the correlation. And a store like that, like I could do that all day. I could sell people 20,
so that'd probably be exciting. I don't know. I might like it too much, like that's the thing. That'd be like the only thing to worry about is like, oh, I like it too much. I'm just gonna do this. We'll see. I mean, and like I've been living in my hometown this entire time mode, and I've gotten out and other once. This is the big one where like I'll be working and completely existing in another town. I mean, like that's how I was with college. I kind of don't like there's like a bit of a safety. I don't know. You don't work a job, you go. I mean, I
Yeah.
worked at this. I don't know. I mean, you've only like done job before this job that I have right now. I've only table stuff, repairing boats, or like doing other shit, or like house stuff, or technical federal jobs. It counts as that because I work at school. So I was like a shop tech at different schools, which is really dope on my resume.
We're doing a podcast, I think. I'm not even sure how long we've been going because I fucking didn't start a timer.
Sometimes it's just go.
Yeah. Fucking Mando, right?
I don't know if we want to talk about it on stream, but I do know. I'm aware.
How do you feel?
About?
Fettuccine
there-
Alfredo.
Gino. Is that what you call fucking mustachioed Gus Fring?
No, Boba Fett.
Oh, I don't even know how that means Boba Fett. What the hell?
Fettuccine.
Oh,
It's a stretch.
Jesus.
You know, like, it's
That's-
like what happens when you heat cheese up a little bit and you
Yeah.
pull it apart. It's a stretch.
Fucking, I lost my shit when I saw the Slave One.
Yeah, I
I-
screamed.
Because remember, we were talking a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, they're not gonna fully bring Boba in until season 3. You watch, they're
Mhm.
stretching that out." And then just bam, there he is, and he's like, "Give me my armor, bitch!" And it's fucking Tamira Morrison, and I was like, "Oh, oh."
Yeah, and we also all thought that like he was gonna be the bad guy.
But no, he's the fucking secondary writer of the show. Or I guess a metaphor you could understand is he's the Sixth Ranger.
Like, goddamn.
And bringing Ming-Na Wen back too. Oh, that was great. I didn't realize how much I missed her.
Yeah, no, and like she lifts up her like stomach and she's a cyborg now, and I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's immediately cool, sweet.
Yeah, you're now one of the best characters. I need Black Series you. I need Black Series old Boba. Oh, you're bringing back Bill Burr. Where's Black Series Bill Burr?
Oh man, he's gonna have an action figure and it's gonna have a really nice posable arm on the back of it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, bro, I was like literally screaming at the Death Troopers. I was so excited. I was like yelling.
I saw
to
them and I
Cole.
literally went. I saw them and I just went. That's gonna make Cody very happy.
Yeah, like,
Oh my god.
bro, because like I was like yelling at Cole and I was like, bro, do you know how long I've waited? I'm like, when did Battlefront 2 or when did Star Wars Battlefront 1, the original one, come out? That's how long. Whenever the Dark Troopers, whenever I first learned about the Dark Troopers, which was from that game, I'm like, I want this in something that's considered canon. As a kid, I wanted that. I'm like, I want to see these on the big screen. That was like one of my low-key dreams. And bro, like, I mean, it's probably been like 15 years and I don't want to think about that, but like, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's fucking. I love that. They get the child, and the child's just immediately fucking up stormtroopers in the detention cell, and Gus Fring just comes in and he's like, "Yo, look at my sword. I have a sword. You don't have a sword. Be quiet."
And the other thing was, man, like there's like so much more. Like that's the beauty of the show is there's just like so much more shit every single.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much more meaning. Just like for example, like the way the Mando was talking, like the way you heard Mando.
In that first scene, you can just tell he doesn't want to let go.
Yeah, but like the way he sounds, the way you could hear him is like you're literally hearing it through Baby Yeed's ears.
Mm-hmm.
So like to me, it sounded like you could hear it ringing thin through the veil. I don't know, it's just.
You talking about nerd shit?
We're talking
Yeah.
about fucking Mandalorian, bitch.
Oh, the
They-
nerd shit.
Yeah, exactly. Except it's not nerd shit because it's what everyone on the internet is talking about right now, and the internet is everywhere.
Just wait till the Marvel stuff starts coming back, and then it'll just be Marvel all over again.
Dude, have you seen all the fucking news that's been dropping about Hawkeye?
No, I've seen that. I've just seen some of the set photos.
So it apparently takes place like 10 years after Endgame. Hawkeye's kids are all grown up. And he's he is deaf now, like in the comics. And
So they are.
yeah. And the plot is basically going to be him training Kate to be his successor, which I fucking love the way they finally revealed that Haley Steinfeld is playing Kate Bishop, because people kept pestering Jeremy Renner on Instagram about it. And so he just posted a photo of them together and is like, yeah, she's in the show. She's Kate. Be quiet.
I mean,
but
raven-haired woman in a Hawkeye show.
Wearing purple.
I wonder who she is.
Mm-hmm. And then flipping, they've cast, I don't know if we have set photos of them yet, but they have cast Swordsmaster and Echo.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And they're bringing in, what's her name, Yelena from the Black Widow movie. Apparently she's going to be in an episode.
Well, I mean, I think they're going to be using her as the new Black Widow.
I would assume so. Oh, and
So
apparently we're supposed to get a Disney Plus release date for Black Widow next week.
That's good.
I thought we already had one. Oh, it's coming out on Disney Plus. Does that mean I have to pay $20 for it, dude?
I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, you can always sail the 7 seas.
Which is what I'm going to do.
Wait a second. If that comes out, you want to fucking watch it together?
Yeah.
Well, I meant like me and Cody in the same room.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fuck you, Vic. What do you think?
Dude, you're hours away.
Discord doesn't even exist. Yo, fucking Tommaso Ciampa dressed as Sub-Zero at War Games tonight.
That's not Sub-Zero.
Which one is that?
Scorpion.
What color was it?
Yellow.
Oh, I don't know.
It could have been Smoke or Rain. Rain was purple. Smoke was purple.
Yeah, and Reptile was green.
Fucking stupid idiot.
I'm sorry.
That's twice in a row I have fucked myself.
I'm sorry I don't know the deep Mortal Kombat lore.
Since we were on the topic of Hawkeye specifically, so they say the Avengers game was a flop. I do enjoy it. I think it's good. I do think that
you're in an extreme majority or minority. God damn it! God damn it! I can't do anything right tonight.
Like I don't know. That game just played very specific chords to me. They have licensed music that Tony Stark listens to, and there's a couple of like really cool times where he plays it. But I remember he's like he
cut out.
Did I just cut out?
No, I hear you. I just don't hear Cody.
My Discord looks frozen. You guys are all lit up. I'm not.
Nah, my Discord's going fine right now.
What a shit show. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. What if I...
Good lord.
This is bad. I'm gonna try this.
Cody, you there?
Hello?
Hi, you froze up for us. Are you okay? Okay. Oh my god. It is a shit show after all.
Hello.
Yo. Hey!
Yeah, okay, cool. Let me make sure that this isn't why it's happening. One of these is what I need. Not all of it. Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Yeah. What was the last thing you heard me say?
That you enjoyed Avengers. Tony Stark had licensed music.
Oh yeah. There's a moment pretty early on in the game where he's like, Friday, put on something fast, and it's Dio Mob Rules, and I was like, oh, that's disgusting. But there's a part where you get to use his Star Boost armor. It's Star Boost, right? His space armor.
Think so.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, I wonder what they're gonna play for this, because he's like, Friday needs some more music, and then she's like, all right, selecting the music, and then it's Flight of the Icarus by Iron Maiden, and I was like, oh, so I'm like, oh, so you made this for me to enjoy alone, only me. That's why no one else likes this game, because it was made for only one person. Understood, got it. It's also really fun to play as Hulk. Like the characters feel very good. I think the main reason why it's suffering is because it's got no real content updates yet, because it's been kind of strangled by fucking COVID. Like, I feel like that is a majority of it. I mean, there might be something to say about some of the other issues in the game where like there wasn't a lot of content, but there was kind of a lot of content at launch. So I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I know they're still going to release the content. But I only brought it up because they said one very specific thing about the game at the beginning. They're like, all right, so we wanted to do our own thing. And about some of the other issues in the game where like there wasn't a lot of content, but there was kind of a lot of content at launch. So I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I know they're still going to release the content. But I only brought it up because they said one very specific thing about the game at the beginning. They're like, all right, so we wanted to do our own thing. And what they meant by their own thing is follow disgustingly and lovingly close to the comics.
But make it look like the MCU.
But barely, like
it looks like what the MCU looks like if you had to describe it secondhand.
Yeah. Because like they do like special versions of suits, but like it's their versions of it. So it's like their interpretations of things. Like they'll like only thing that sucks is Cap doesn't have a classic skin. What it says is a classic Cap skin is still very much like a movie skin. And then like his special skin, like the big one that you could unlock, was Nazi Cap. Not like actually Nazi Cap, but it's the cap that turns into Nazi Cap, so it's that outfit, and I fucking hate that outfit, and I hate
the early Nick Spencer run Cap.
Yeah. Yes.
Not Secret Empire, full on green and cape. That'd be a cool costume.
That's actually midway Nick Spencer run, because technically he wrote Falcon Cap for like 20 issues, and then they brought Steve back and made him a Nazi.
Good idea. Anyways, so the first character they're adding to the game is Kate Bishop Hawkeye, but we're also getting regular Hawkeye. We didn't know how that was going to work or what that was going to do. Here's how it's actually going to work. Kate Bishop is actually going into a different dimension of the comic to track down and save that Hawkeye. And that Hawkeye is Old Man Hawkeye.
Ooh,
nice.
And so it's going right into all this different weird shit. And Maestro is there. Maestro.
Holy shit, that's fucking...
Yeah. They teased what I thought was a skin, and what it really is like an alternate dimension bad guy. And I'm like, well, shit, that's very cool. Because like the main villain of the game is MODOK. But like at the end of the game is a boss fight between you and MODOK, and then it segues into Miss Marvel and beginning into like super robot size and fighting a Kree Sentinel that MODOK activated.
That's the most fanfic shit ever. I love it.
It sounds like Miss Marvel wrote it.
Yeah, like and at the end of that, in a little cutscene, you see the chest of the Sentinel open up, and it launches a beacon into space.
Neat.
And that's rumored to be how they're bringing in Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Yo,
Carol
Cody, fucking,
yes.
You know those Target exclusive Legends on retro cards?
Yes.
They have. Apparently, they're not putting them in the fucking toy aisle. They're putting them in like cardboard displays in the boys' clothing section.
See, they had been putting stuff in those displays for a little while. I think I told Chris about this when we were physically in one, because it's one of the places I swing by now. But I haven't really seen anything, so that's interesting.
Yeah, there's one on r/action figures. I just posted a screen cap.
But
I hope it's just a pic. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that.
But do you play as Miss Marvel as giant size?
In that boss fight, yeah.
Maybe they're also going to bring in Hank Pym or Scott Lang, whichever one they want to use.
Well, technically Ant-Man's in there.
Which one?
Hank Pym. Hank Pym had already been a hero. He's not a hero anymore at this point. They name drop a lot of things. Also, the Spider-Man they're putting in there isn't from Sony's Spider-Man game. It's going to be that universe's version of Spider-Man. So it's going to be all kinds of interesting shit. It's supposed to be a living game, and I think that might have been why it's hard. But if they don't give up on it, I think it's going to be a very good game.
I mean, Square Enix has a history of basically having a dud of an online game and then going, no, we can save this, and like working at it and making it good. Because people originally hated Final Fantasy 14, and they just went like, no, we're just going to make it good now.
See, that's the thing. Since they haven't been able to do any content updates, what they have been doing is like a bunch of crazy ass housekeeping updates,
like bug fixes and quality
not even
of life.
Just like that. But like I know they did one thing where like because like shit's been so weird, they made it to where all the skins were half price, and it had a positive feedback. So like, you know what, we're just gonna keep this as the price of the skins. So
That's
like
nice.
everything is significantly cheaper now. And I mean, I don't know. I have faith in it. We're supposed to get crazy characters like Doctor Strange and Marvel and a bunch of other people that like I've never seen as like playable characters in games yet. So like I'm excited about that.
That'd be cool.
But I
Have
don't
they
know.
made any? Have they said anything about like, oh, we have the rights to do X-Men stuff or in Fantastic Four?
I don't know, but I think they have the rights to.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, God, I wish. Because
Right.
Miss Marvel fights like Mr. Fantastic would.
Yeah,
They could easily do flying characters.
the Thing.
Yeah, a lot like how Hulk goes.
But I mean,
Honestly, the
from
only
every
true thing,
go.
the only true thing I think that's missing is fucking I forget the game. It was like a Marvel. It was on the 360. It was like an isometric
Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance. Yeah. There's no combo moves like there are in that game.
Hmm.
I don't know, does anybody else want to talk about something? Because I could talk about another thing, but I don't want to go on.
I've been reading a bunch of comics.
Hey, me too.
I finally read the sequel to Batman White Knight.
How is that? I have not read it myself.
Okay, so let me how do you feel about Azrael?
I have no experience with Azrael whatsoever.
Okay, so this is like Azrael, but really different, and it's basically it kind of takes a couple of elements from Nightfall and does its totally own thing with it. So basically, Cody, have you read Batman White Knight?
Nope.
Do you
Is
know?
is it the one where
Checking to see if it's on the list.
Is it the one where he finds Joker's head and shit like that?
No, that's Last Night on Earth, and I have not read that.
No, White Knight's the one where through
Joker's a good
machination,
guy?
the Joker becomes sane and becomes a good guy and tries to clean up Gotham City. Okay.
It is on
So
the list. I put it there months ago.
All right, cool. It's a good comic. We'll get to it, and it's really good. But basically, the sequel starts off with Joker's in Arkham Asylum because of the end of the last book. Harley Quinn is pregnant.
Oh.
And basically, there's movings about to basically convince some homeless guy who's volunteering at a church named John Paul Valley to basically become the elite's Batman. The best way to put it, because it turns out that all the rich fucks in Gotham really love Batman because he'll go into a poor community and fight crime and lower the property value so they can go buy it and then flip it for $1.
It's funny.
Yeah, so so a lot of this book is Bruce Wayne honestly tackling this idea of I have been trying to do good and I am ultimately been failing, and Jack was right, because that's what the Joker goes by when he went sane with Jack.
I mean, that's the whole fucking point of the first book, is trying to drill that into Batman's head because he's very heavily in denial.
Yeah, no, this whole book it just continues that theme of just looking at it and analyzing it from Bruce Wayne's perspective and basically going yeah, maybe the world doesn't need Batman, but it needs an idea of the Batman kind of thing, and it's all that kind of stuff. And it's also dealing with the origins of Gotham in this universe, and it's really good. It's really solid.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Also, holy shit, Glyos just put out Mando-themed figures.
Great.
Oh, cool.
Trying to upload them. My internet's being shitty.
I also started reading and got caught up with the new Strange DC book.
Strange?
Yeah, no, I can't remember.
Strange Tales?
Yeah, it's the dude who goes to Iran. He looks like
Dr. Fate?
No.
Adam Strange.
Adam Strange, yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one that's super violent, right?
It's pretty violent. A lot of it's more implied and very heavily implied, but it's also very it deals with elements of imperialism and colonialism, and it frames the story of Adam Strange in that soldier going to a place that he's been told is savage and having no regard for the people he's fighting.
Ooh.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, Vietnam. It's that kind of vibe.
I know the art style is that one.
Oh, both of them, because the flashback is one art style and present day is another one. So like it flips back and forth. So it's also a really good visual to tell you what's going on. There's only 7 issues out, so it's not finished yet. But I definitely feel like it's going to be another one of Tom King's maxi series.
Oh, this is Tom
Classic.
King?
Yeah, it's Tom King.
I got to read this now.
It's the same format as Mr. Miracle and The Visions.
Nice.
So it's that kind of style of story where it's taking this iconic comic book character and breaking it down to some of its constituent parts without breaking down the idea of heroism in and of itself. Which is the kind of superhero deconstruction I much prefer.
Well, I just started reading because the first issue came out like a week ago. Another Tom King book. The sequel to his fucking Batman run, Batman and Catwoman, and that shit is really cool because right away it brings in fucking Andrea Belmont.
From Castlevania?
No, fucking Mask of the Phantasm lady.
Holy shit, they're making her canon?
Yeah, and apparently Mask of the Phantasm is just canon in the main DC continuity now because they act like she's already been the Phantasm and shit's gone down, and she went into retirement and had a son. We have no idea who the dad is, and he fucking came back to Gotham looking for his dad, and the Joker fucking killed him. And so Batman's like, oh, I'm gonna go beat the shit out of the Joker. But also, because this is taking place in a point in continuity where currently Batman and Catwoman are married. So there's a future story subplot thing also going on where Catwoman's old as fuck and Batman just died. I think it's picking up where that one annual from his run left off. And she goes to find the Joker in retirement, and she's like, hey, guess what? He's dead. I can finally kill you for what you did to Andrea. And it's like, what? They just met in this fucking issue, and now in the future, suddenly she's out for revenge for Andrea? More shit's about to go down, isn't it?
That sounds really cool and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been trying to catch up with Hickman's X-Men stuff.
Yeah, I went out and bought the first trade of that, but I have not read it yet.
The
House of X Powers of 10.
Yeah, House of X Powers of 10, which was the start of all of it. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then they're collecting all the X books in their own trades. So like you can get X-Men trades, which is just the X-Men series, or you can get what's basically like, here's everything Hickman's doing with the X-Men, and it's X-Men, New Mutants, like all those books, like in trade in the order you need to read them.
Yeah. I want to read those once I read House of X Powers of 10, and then I'm also planning to read Marauders because I know he isn't writing it, but you made it sound really cool.
Oh yeah, Marauders is dope. Let's see, which ones are the really, really good ones? New Mutants is pretty fun. Excalibur is really cool stuff.
What run is the one that we're getting the new Legends?
That's this run.
Yeah,
I pre-ordered that wave because I already have the comic and I'm going to read it.
Yeah, that's all of this because that's the current design for Wolverine, Professor X, Jean Grey, all of them. So let's see.
I took a closer inspection of that Wolverine, and it is 100% made directly. Like it's got the proper boots and like.
Nice.
This has been one of the best Wolverines in a while.
Because he's fulfilled now, isn't he? He's like a happy boy again.
Yeah, no, he's in a polyamorous relationship with Jean Grey and Scott Summers.
Nice.
Like there is a final panel in one of the recent Wolverine books where he's relaxing in a hot tub and Jean Grey comes up and goes like, hey, you had to do some Wolverine shit. That must have sucked. And he's like, yeah, but I'm Wolverine. I can deal. And she's like, oh, and she gives him a kiss. And it's like, oh, they're genuinely in a polyamorous relationship. That's kind of adorable. Like, that's actually a kind of, I don't want to say a reoccurring thing in the new X-Men books, but it is a thing because the young version of Cable is dating all of the Cuckoos.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. You know what the cuckoos are, Cody, right?
Yeah, only
like
because
clone-
Walgreens, but
Yeah.
yeah.
They're those Walgreens figures.
No, he's dating like all 5 of them. No, I think he's dating 4 of them, and the 5th one is dating Kid Omega. Because there's a bit in one of the books where Kid Omega is crawling out of the bushes after fucking one of the cuckoos.
Did he and Gwenpool break up?
I have no idea. Kid Omega's basically been a fun joke character in these X-Men books because he's really smart, really good at psychics, and they go like, "Hey, we need your help," and he goes like, "I guess, but I'm really too good for you, but I guess I'll go help, whatever." And he's like that kind of character, but every single time he dies, they just kill him because the X-Men can come back to life.
Wow.
And he's kind of an annoying douche, so let's just kill him.
I know that Omega figure, Omega Sentinel, that thing just looks like I don't know that I'm going to get the rest of them. I do want the Build-A-Figure, but I don't know because there's 2 characters where I'm like, those are the human characters, the regular clothes characters that I don't recognize.
Oh, that's Moira McTaggart, which
Yeah.
she's been a classic X-Men character. I'm going back and looking at the stuff. Yeah,
I'll be honest, I don't really like that look for Magneto, so I may get rid of that figure, but I definitely want to put together the Build-A-Figure.
But yeah, no, I like that Magneto, mainly because it's kind of him trying to be a good soul for all of mutant kind. That's
I
kind of
like the all-white suit.
Once I read the comic, I'll probably change my mind, which I've got to do before those figures get here now.
But yeah, no, that's Moira McTaggart, who they retconned into being a mutant. She used to be just a human ally of the X-Men. Now she's a mutant.
And apparently that put off a lot of old school fans.
Fuck them. But no, like they've been doing cool stuff with the books. Like the regular X-Men's just regular superhero stuff. Then you have Excalibur, which is all the mutant stuff, not mutant magic stuff. New Mutants, where they deal a lot more with space. Marauders, which is like pirates, and Shadowcat. Kate is Kitty Pryde is dealing with all that stuff. Then you have X Factor, which is the most interesting goddamn concept for a team in this run of comics because the X-Men can't die. They can die of old age. That's how they can die. But like if they're stabbed, they're blown up. No, they don't die that way. They're brought back. So what do you do? In order to bring someone back, you have to prove that they died. So X Factor is an entire team of people who just are detectives to prove that certain mutants are dead so they can be put on the resurrection list.
What happens if they try to bring somebody back who's not proven dead?
Then you have a clone, and as people know in Marvel, clones are not a good thing. That's why they don't resurrect anybody unless they have 100% proof that they're dead. So that's kind of what their job is, and it's I can't remember his name. It's the gay guy from Alpha Flight, Polaris, who is the daughter of Magneto, Rachel Summers, who is an alternate reality future daughter of Jean Grey and Scott Summers.
Good God, X-Men is complicated.
Yeah, Prodigy, who's just a dude who's really good with like technology. He's bi. Then you have Eye Guy, who has like eyes all over his body and can see in all the different wavelengths.
Yeah, I know him. He was in Power Ranger.
Yeah. He's really cool. He's a dopey dude. And Dawkins in this team, and he is a bisexual disaster. Like literally, that's how he's introduced to the group. They're going to go try and solve like a murder, and like he shows up, and they go like, "Hey, we don't need muscle. We don't need this bisexual disaster following us around, mucking things up."
Or Dawkins.
No, he's great though, because like, hey, he's not an angry evil boy. He's just like he's basically Wolverine, but horny.
Isn't that just Wolverine?
Like more so.
Oh,
like here's the thing, like they're all in a hotel, like all the teams in a hotel room trying to figure out what happened, and they're all using their powers in different ways. And Dawkins just goes to the lobby and starts flirting with the clerk there, and goes like, "Hey man, what do you know?" And like he's going like, "Oh, you notice my abs? Yeah, they're fucking great abs, aren't they?"
Dawkins is the new best X-Man.
He's great. Oh, and there's a fucked up moment in one of the other books where
if they put an X-Men show on the CW, Dawkins would be like the breakout fucking character.
But like Wolverine and Daken were having like this weird Russian roulette game where Laura Kinney was spinning a bottle, or it may be the clone of Lauren Kinney. I don't remember. Lauren Kinney doesn't have face markings. It's the clone of Lauren Kinney. I can't remember her name. But she would spin a bottle, and whoever it landed on, their claws were right up next to their brain, and they popped their claws into their brain.
Ooh.
That was the game they were playing. Because they all have healing factors. What the fuck does it matter?
Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
It's amazing.
And no, right now I'm in the X-Men part of the X-Men books where they're dealing with the Empire event.
What is the Empire event? I have no idea.
Okay.
Does it have anything to do with Swords of X?
No. It was its own Avengers Fantastic Four event, but because part of it takes place on the moon where the X-Men have the base, and it deals with a bunch of living plant people who have plant-based technology, it made a lot of sense to kind of do some X-Men stuff with it because
I read a bit of excerpt from that. What would probably be the pinnacle of that part, because it involves some satellites and Magneto, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's the X-Men one, because basically the whole point of whole thing of Empire is the Kree and the Skrull have stopped warring and they've made a truce, like full-on truce. Like they're combining their armies, and they have made Hulkling, remember him, the Young Avenger, the figurehead of this unified front, because he is technically half Skrull, half Kree.
That's either terrifying or awesome for the Marvel Universe.
And here's the thing, there's actually another party that way back, the origins of the Kree-Skrull War, this was made in the 60s. This was like the actual genuine origin. They brought this back up for continuity. The Skrull were like, okay, cool. We'll give technology to whoever does the cooler shit. Plant people, do whatever. Kree, do whatever. We'll come back in this amount of time, and whoever does dope shit will get the tech. So they come back, the plant people make a beautiful garden, the Kree makes a cool city. And the Skrull go, we like the garden better. And the Kree go, fuck that, killed everybody, stole the tech. So that's how the Kree-Skrull war started. And the plant people have been salty ever fucking since. But now that they're not fighting anymore, the plant people go, all right, time to do our plan. Let's do it. So they go to Earth going, hey, we're going to kill all the meat-based life forms and just have plants rule. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Fuck you.
Oof.
And that's the whole point of Empire. In fact, they bring back other long-forgotten characters like Swordmaster in for this event.
Hey. I'm looking at covers, and just got to say, I kind of love Scarlet Witch's current costume. Kind of want a Legends of it. But essentially, the X-Men are kind of like on the side, and they have their own story that's kind of related, but not directly related with what's going on. Because Scarlet Witch feels really bad that she eliminated all the mutants after House of M. Good.
So she goes to Doctor Strange and goes like, hey, I kind of want to bring them all back to life. And Doctor Strange goes, you dumb bitch, they're dead. That takes way too much magic. None of us can do it. What are you thinking? That's
Isn't Magic dead too? Didn't they kill Magic?
They did kill Magic, but it has slowly been coming back, and it's sort of different. So if it doesn't work quite the way it does in the past, whatever.
Sweet.
So it is kind of back. It's back. In fact, it's back so much, Doctor Strange finally healed his hands, and now he's both a surgeon and Sorcerer Supreme at the same time.
Way good for him.
So Scarlet Witch goes, nah, fuck that. I want to help the mutants. So she gets like several magical artifacts, and she goes to the decimated island of Genosha.
Ooh.
And she does some magic, and she resurrects the 6 million mutants of the island back as zombies.
Oh.
As full-on brains zombies.
That's a bit of a problem.
And then the plant people attack.
Oh.
This is a mini 4-issue miniseries called Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh my god. I love
like literally,
who wrote this event and how do I give them my money?
you go through the whole first issue and you're going like, oh man, what's going on? And then at the very end, it has in brackets alien plants versus mutant zombies. And you go, was all of this just to make that dumb joke?
I mean, yes, obviously.
It's great. It was a really good fun read because it's essentially the whole point. Their only goal was we need to stop the zombies from going to the portal to Krakoa because they're all mutants. They can get through the portal to Krakoa, and then we'd have a zombie infestation. But basically, before any of that really goes down, Scarlet Witch goes to Doctor Strange and goes, "Hey, I fucked up," and Doctor Strange goes like, "I knew you would. Let's go see how to fucking fix this." And so they go like, all right, cool. I'll use my magic to make like a time limit. So after 30 days, it'll disappear because we can't make it disappear right now. The magic's too strong. So it needs time to dissipate. So that's how they win the day. But oh no, Magic, the mutant sister of Colossus.
Yeah, I know her.
She has like the scepter that Scarlet Witch made, and she's like full demon, like she's red, has horns, goat legs, like the full 9 yards. She's possessed. And she's looking at everybody, goes like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. And she looks at Nightcrawler and goes like, now you, blue boy, you're gonna meet me in a few minutes.
Damn.
And then the scepter expires and she just falls over and it's like, what the fuck just happened? And that whole event was great because it starred Nightcrawler, Angel, Magic, Penance, which is a cool, like, I've never heard of this mutant, but she's pretty cool. She did a lot of cool stuff. And there was one other. And Multiple Man.
I love that they advertised it as the earth-shattering event of 2020. Like, bitch, you don't even fucking know.
Yeah. Like, but no, it was a fun, goofy event.
Sounds nice. Reminds me of Fear itself in ways.
Yeah. And like also they brought back the horticultural hags, which is a group of 4 old ladies who really know agriculture, who are basically like stealing the Krakoa plants to try and make their own medicine and sell it on a black market.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're cool new villains. I dig them. Oh no, here's the thing. Like Magic gets depossessed and she's fallen to the ground. She goes, woof, had a little moment there. And Beast goes, well, that's got to be a bit embarrassing because she's going like, I'm going to fuck you, Nightcrawler. And she goes, I regret nothing.
Ooh.
It's just like a determined look on her face.
I am going to fuck that demon, man. It is in my planner.
My brother will disapprove, but I don't care.
Him and Kurt are good friends. I'm sure he'll just be like, hey, welcome to the family.
Yeah. Now, Magic's been getting a lot of play in these new X-Men books. She's great.
That's cool.
There's another good book where basically the writers realize, wait a second, every mutant's on Krakoa now, including all the crazy villains we've made. We got to do something with them or else they're just going to be on the island doing what? Like, that's just a scary question. So they went...
Mr. Sinister's just twiddling his thumbs.
You say Mr. Sinister.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah. Basically, the council, the Congress of the island go, all right, Orphan Maker, all you crazy fucking bad guys, you're all going to be on a team that goes out and destroys mutant facilities that are like dangerous. Like that's your job. You just go and fuck shit up.
They made a mutant bad guy Suicide Squad.
Kind of, but like it's not meant to be like, oh, you're going on suicide missions. It's very much, no, you're going out to destroy stuff to get the trauma out. So you can, it's like a form of therapy.
Right.
And like, Havoc's a member of the team, but because he had like one bad moment where he almost killed a human, and they're like, bro, we understand, but like you need to figure some shit out. So they put him on the team. A team with Orphan Maker and Empath, who is a fucking sociopath.
Nice.
It's fun. It's great. It's kind of fucked up in a fun way too.
Well, I read some shit that is not old enough to be considered retro, but not new enough to be interesting. I read fucking Rick Remender's Captain America run, because I found it all for like $40 at a Second and Charles. And that's like 5 volumes of comics that were originally $15 a pop. And that is pretty interesting because it is the run that leads up to Falcon Cap happening. It actually ends with Falcon Cap being a thing. And it does a lot of interesting stuff. It's very Hydra heavy, but like it's Captain America, so that's fine. And it's a really interesting character study for Steve as like kind of this guy who really, really wants to be the nice altruistic superhero guy, but the fucking world just keeps kicking him in the ass. And he's trying really hard not to be mean General Captain America.
Mm.
This
is also like Winter Soldier Cap, isn't it? Or is this right after Winter Soldier stuff?
This is a good while after Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was early to mid 2000s. This came out in 2014.
Mm.
But this starts with him getting trapped in an alternate dimension where time moves slower compared to our dimension, or no, it moves faster compared to our dimension. And Armzola is there making an army of mutants to fucking invade the Earth. And he ends up taking this one like perfect Nazi child that Arms created and is going to train as his apprentice, and is like, nope, you're not fucking doing that to a kid. And then spends like a decade just Last of Us-ing it up in this fucking winter forest dimension, training this kid as his own son, and ends up having to go back to our world without him, thinking the kids died, and that Sharon, who came to save him, also fucking died. And so he comes back with all this trauma, and then also Armzola's daughter is just there with him, and she's just realized that her dad is a tremendous douchebag, and so he's trying to train her to be a good person. At the same time, S.H.I.E.L.D. is being S.H.I.E.L.D. and just fucking shit up majorly, and he's got to go and try and rein them in, which leads to probably my favorite part of the whole run is this little segment where Nuke is fucking shit up in some third world country and like trying to reclaim it for America, because apparently America lost a war there years ago in the Marvel universe. And Cap has to go beat the shit out of him and bring him back. And Nuke's like, what the fuck? Why are you telling me no? I was told that this is what my commanders wanted me to do. And he's being manipulated by another villain. And it leads to probably the best Nuke scene I've ever seen in a comic, because Nuke's one of my low-key favorite Marvel villains, but almost every story I've ever read with him is the exact same. Of he just gets sent in somewhere, fucks shit up, and screams about like
America,
old ideas about why America is great, and fucking the whole military guy, Vietnam was a massive disgrace, and I'm pissed off about it kind of shtick. And then he gets beaten up by the hero, and that's it. But in this, after that, they actually have a scene where they're in like a ship being taken back to a S.H.I.E.L.D. base with Cap, Falcon, and Nick Fury. And Nuke's just like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought this is what you guys wanted me to do. I was trying to be good this time. And they're like, it's okay, soldier. You've been fucked with a lot of times. We know you've never acted on your own. We're gonna try and get you some help. It's okay. Like, they talk to Nuke like he's an actual fucking person, which I really appreciated, especially because it's coming from Captain America. And then he dies like 2 issues later, because it turns out he was a sleeper agent for the villain and just had a bomb in the back of his head.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But it is a solid run. No, not quite that strong. But he does take out a huge S.H.I.E.L.D. base. But yeah, it's good stuff. They have a new villain in this who's a good like allegory for communist China and why it's actually fascism. And that's basically all there is to say about it. Like, it's a good transitional run. I think if it was a season of like a Captain America TV show, people would really love it. but I don't think it's an amazing comic. It's just okay.
It's also in between two major pivotal, big Captain America kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of get lost. Oh yeah, I forgot. Cable is fighting Space Knights.
Good for him.
Like Rom the Space Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought that back.
Awesome. And I mean, I do appreciate these kind of transitional runs. One of my favorite Captain America runs is the recent Mark Waid one, which is just Cap fucking around in small town America, spoiling small villain plots and meeting average Joes.
You know what? I just wish DC and Marvel can get off their bullshit and we can just have an entire 6-issue miniseries of Captain America and Steve just meeting up in a diner and just talking.
Captain America and Steve?
Captain America and Superman.
Okay.
I don't know. How do we feel about? I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited for the WandaVision because it seems like it's gonna be something.
It looks fascinating, and we've reviewed those comics on the show, so I'm interested to see how they'll adapt.
The Vision, yeah, but also it looks like it's taking elements from House of M. I wonder if at the end of this is we're gonna have Wiccan.
That and do you think they're bringing Vision back to life, or this is gonna be all about Wanda having to let go?
I don't know.
I could see either or. Honestly, we haven't had a ton with Vision.
That's part of the reason I'm excited for this, because every little bit we've gotten of them in the movies has always been one of my favorite part of the movies. So now we're getting a whole show of that. Just yes, give it to me.
I'm hoping it's.
I mean, it doesn't look like I haven't seen any red flags that it's not going to be.
Yeah.
Chris, have you checked out Zdarsky's Daredevil at all?
No, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter the other day say it's the best run since Bendis, and I was like, excuse me?
Bendis wrote something good?
Well, Bendis's Daredevil is considered to be one of the best things he ever wrote.
I'm just making a joke at Bendis's expense.
Yeah, because I know you're in the Bendis sucks camp.
Dude, he got rid of John.
John?
Kent.
Yeah, but then he fixed it.
Is John a 10-year-old boy?
Listen, buddy, trying things. And
that's like saying, oh no, Peter Parker and Mary Jane are back together. One more day is fixed. No, it isn't. You still made a deal with the devil. You haven't fixed that.
I mean, at this point, who really expects them to fix one more day anymore?
Yeah.
Except for Linkara.
No, they've actually been hinting at it heavily in this new run.
Really?
Written by Nick Spencer.
Well, we all know how trustworthy that gentleman is.
I mean, Secret Empire was good. Once
it
the whole thing is done, beginning, middle, and end, and you see everything it was doing, it is solid. Cody, you defended that when that book was coming out. Jesus fucking Christ!
I
did too, but it eroded my patience very quickly.
Wait, what?
Pretty sure you were going
I would never shut up. I would never shut the fuck up about how he fucked it up and how I absolutely hated it. And the only thing that they did that was kind of cool, but it's a bit of a cop out, is that they bring a old classic Cap, and it's technically not even. It's why it's even shittier. Is because they're bringing classic Cap in, but it's the Nazi Cap is actually Captain America. He is that Captain America, the current the mainline Captain America, and this Captain America that comes in that's the classic representation comes out of essentially a memoryscape, a dreamscape.
Did you not read the book? Because that's not what happened.
How is that not
Dude, you do know what the Tesseract does. It warps reality.
I know that.
Yeah. Okay, when Red Skull convinced the sentient version of the Tesseract, hey, do this to Steve Rogers and make him a Hydra, they had to put our Steve Rogers, classic Captain America, into a pocket dimension inside of the Tesseract. That's Steve Rogers, and Steve-O is a completely different alternate universe version of Steve Rogers.
Okay.
But they still pissed everyone off.
I'm not saying they didn't do that, but I'm just saying now that hold on.
I don't know when
I'll be right back.
God damn, I was gonna say I don't know when we're planning on derailing this, but
I don't know even what I'm doing. I could turn off the recording at any time. I don't even feel like we've been doing a podcast. I don't know. People, if anybody actually listens to this, is this good? Is this worthwhile? Did you fucking subscribe for this shit?
I know we're getting I'm pretty excited that Micro Machines is getting full licenses now.
That's neat.
I probably haven't talked about that too much, but like I was really excited. It was like, cause like that was like my favorite thing. I was really excited whenever they brought Micro Machines back. And I was like, man, this is gonna be great. I can't believe kind of like I was not impressed honestly with like the new Micro Machines. The old ones look better. And one of the main things was like they had to make their own models. And I was like, but they have like literally like Land Rover, Lamborghini, everything like that. And I don't know, it just seems really cool. I'm hoping that like usually the way that kind of thing works out, or the way that kind of thing works is whenever like a scale model car, like toy thing gets a license, they have to have it look properly uh representational. Like for example, Hot Wheels. I don't know if you know that Matchbox and Hot Wheels are the same company, both Mattel. It's been like that since I was a kid, since probably before you were born, which is really, really weird to say. 'Cause that happened in like
Yeah,
the late
because as a kid, didn't you
90s.
consider Matchbox the shitty Hot Wheels?
I just never, I mean, I had both of them, but I always thought that they were competitors
Mm.
because Matchbox focuses more on realism, and so they focus more on like accurate scale. Hot Wheels does whatever scale to fit in the box.
Hmm.
Hot Wheels are designed to go on a track, so that's also a prerequisite. It has to be able to go down the track. Every single Hot Wheels car has to be able to go down a track. Even the semi trucks have like flex in them, so they can do that, which is
Hmm.
really cool. But Matchbox doesn't have to fit on a track. They'll have play sets and stuff like that, but and they can go with each other and stuff like that, but it's like a little bit different. But essentially, like even like when it comes to scaling, Matchbox gets it properly to scale at a small scale, which can look weird sometimes. Hot Wheels tweaks the details of specific cars, so the eye-catching, more famous details of the car brands look proper at that small scale. So they have a more cartoonish look, even for the realistic one. It's really weird. Donut Media did an entire video on. But so hopefully, this is like the true return of Micro Machines. If they're held to some sort of degree to where it has to look proper, then hopefully like the newer series are just going to be. They've already done something different and interesting. The second wave that came out that's not quite out yet has like a military vehicle set, and they're all night ops, and they're all very unique, different looking vehicles, and I would buy it if I saw it. And there was another one they released that looked really cool. And they're not bad. I should have one sitting on somewhere. But I don't know. The Jada Toys micro cars are phenomenal. You know, the ones that are like the Fast and Furious, and they have the Transformers movies ones, and then they have the old, or they have the G1 versions, and they recently did the GI Joe figures, the GI Joe sets or set. They did the his tank, and then they did the Snowcat, I think it
Yeah,
was.
I think you showed me those.
Yeah, like they did those as well. And those are very good. They're solid diecast though, and they don't have little turrets don't move, which I really, really wish they could, because it's not hard. Because like it's frustrating because they're not it's not part of the mold. It's not diecast. It's a separate piece they had to place in there. They could have just tweaked it just a teeny bit. All it would have had to be is just like a mushroom preg you pushed in, and then it would have worked fine. Other micro machines, that's like the most frustrating thing, dude. I know you've never seen my collection of micro cars, but I have so many from so many different companies, and like back in the day, Hot Wheels and Micro Machine were like battling it out whenever Hot Wheels entered the micro game, and they're just so detailed. They're so beautifully painted and detailed and different, distinctly different. Like I could look at a pile of cars and I'm like, I know what is what. And there's also a distinct difference between 1980s Micro Machines and like 90s Micro Machines, because 80s Micro Machines were very short and squat, they were like tuned versions of cars. And then the regular 90s Micro Machines were just like little baby versions of the model cars.
Wow.
So I don't know. I do know I have to pee, but I don't know.
I want to say good night, everybody.
Just axing it real quick.
Yeah, fuck it.